Today we're going to be looking at 5 graphic design trends for 2018 and if they're important or not to follow. What is up people, welcome back to Satori Graphics, the home of graphic design content right here on YouTube. So today I have 5 graphic design trends for 2018 and we're going to look at if they're important or not to follow at the very end of this video. So let's take a brief look at these 5 graphic design trends for 2018. So double exposure has been an effect that's been around for quite a few years already. But we're definitely seeing a rise in the use of the double exposure effect more and more going into 2018. Designers are not only experimenting with this effect for fun and for fun artwork, but it's being used in advertising and other areas of design as well. So you can expect to see double exposure making more and more of an impact in graphic design into the new year. The double exposure effect is typically made in Photoshop, and I myself have even made a tutorial on the double exposure effect back in the channel's history. And yeah, Satori Graphics does make Photoshop tutorials from time to time. Once in a blue moon springs to mind. The next graphic design trend that you can expect to see a lot more of in 2018 is responsive logo design. Responsive design has been around for about a decade already, and since then it's become more and more of a standard within the industry. The rapid rise of mobile design and mobile interfaces has caused some usability issues with standard websites. Designers and developers experiment with different ways to adapt to this change, and thus they laid the groundwork for what has become known as responsive design. So with that being said, you might have seen that logos have responded to this as well, and any typical logo design now has 2 or multiple versions of itself, going down in simplicity to adapt to responsive design. And this is only going to become a bigger thing going into 2018 and onwards. So I'm sure you guys have all heard of, or you know about, the bright and colourful hues of the 80s and the 90s. Well, it's gaining popularity once again. As we move away from ultra flat design, you can expect to see more geometric patterns inspired by the era of the 80s and the 90s. I myself have seen this all over Instagram, and you can expect to see more of it in 2018. It's funny to see how fashion trends go around in circles and they repeat themselves over and over again. Well, design trends are no different. So when it comes to typography in 2018, you can expect that everything bigger and bolder is better. So designers are going to be opting for artistic effects and bold type for the headlines of their designs. Helvetica inspired sans serif fonts are going to be the main course when it comes to typography, and they seem to remain fashionable throughout time. So we can expect to see a lot more typefaces of this nature in 2018. And I'm personally fine with this because I really do love sans serif bold fonts such as Helvetica. I think they're really stylish and contemporary, and they work across the board. However, there's a time and a place for everything, and you need to keep that in mind, especially when typography is concerned. So the last trend for 2018 when it comes to graphic design is custom graphics. The demand for custom art and custom graphics in design is growing and growing and growing. Custom imagery has always played a role when it comes to print media, but that's also growing as well. However, when it comes to digital media, custom graphics has kind of taken a backseat. Stock imagery was the go-to for many designers, but now advertisers and brands are electing for custom graphics to stand out, and designers are following suit. Now I really do love this because I like to be individual and I like designers to do their own thing instead of just pulling stock imagery from a website. It can only breed more creativity. So there are 5 trends in graphic design that you can expect in 2018. I feel that's always helpful to be aware and to grasp the trends that are going on in the design world as a graphic designer. Within the community of designers, it helps to understand what the trends are, as it allows us to communicate and integrate together as one big family. So for example, posting creative artwork on Instagram or social media that follows these trends. It gets everybody talking and communicating and designing things together as a family. This can also boost communication between designers and clients, interacting between these trends as well. Also, it does work for specific areas of graphic design in terms of work projects, if it's used in a skillful manner. If you're designing content that's going to be consumed by the viewer and gone away in a matter of months, using graphic design trends can be a good idea. However, I have a major gripe when using graphic design trends for something like brand or logo design. That is apart from responsive logo design, which is a bit different. I'm talking about typographic and style trends. When you're designing a brand or a logo, you want it to stand the test of time. You don't want it to be washed out when a trend comes and goes, because a trend typically lasts like a year or two at the most. So when you're designing a brand or logo, forget the trends and concentrate on the brief and the brand itself. So what do you think about graphic design trends and graphic design trends of 2018? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, give a thumbs up to this video if you did enjoy it, and maybe share it on social media. Subscribe to Satori Graphics for graphic design content just like this video. And until next time, design your future today. Peace.